y'all, it's Alex and welcome back to my channel. Happy April! And today I'm going to be painting a rock. Full disclosure, regardless of April Fool's Day, I would have been painting a rock. This rock is actually one that's very special to me. I will get more into the information about this rock once it becomes pertinent, but this rock has been one that I've had in my collection for at least 2 years, or going on 2 years now, and I've wanted to do something with it. It's just this big fixture that sits in the top corner of my desk, and when I was looking at it and I was looking at all of my art supplies, I was thinking, I could definitely go at this with some acrylic paint. And that little Posca swatch on the side was, it's certainly there. So this rock is from my field camp experience. Field camp is a geology field course that I had to take during my time in college. This is the exact map location of where I found this rock, and this is the exact image of where I found this rock. I actually got this rock a little further down this hill. This rock is from the Funk Valley Formation, the lower sandstone unit. It is an upper Cretaceous rock, and it's got this beautiful soft sediment deformation. It's got all these swirls inside of what would have been smooth layers of sand when it was originally deposited, but over time, from compaction of other sources, it just became all swirly. And I carried this rock, which is about 7 pounds in my estimate. I'll put on the screen how much this rock actually weighs. I carried this rock up 2 cliffs and over a golf course. I really wanted this rock. So if you've seen my college art class sketches, you'd know that I had a lot of issues coming out of college with the fact that I wasn't most likely going to be doing something with geology. For those who also don't know, I have a bachelor's degree in earth sciences with a focus on simply geology. If I had the ability and the mental capacity to force myself through calculus, I probably would have a different specialization. I probably would have gone into paleontology, but nobody got time for that shit. So, just geology. I'm gonna preface this entire video, or the entire painting section of this video, I have no idea what I'm doing with acrylic paints. I also, if I use more acrylic paints, I'm going to level up to my girlfriend's more expensive paints because I'm a little sick with the amount of coverage I tend to get with Liquitex paints. I have one other video of me painting with acrylic paint, and I have the feeling that I have the exact same problems in that one, where the coverage was different. And also this is painting a rock, so I feel like it's a little bit better. Painting the sky, I started off really freaking dark, and then as soon as I go to add in clouds, I have to, it lightens it up a whole lot, and I just kind of end up rolling with that. Me painting this rock started at a point where I was having a whole lot of trouble with my normal art, and somebody over on my Instagram suggested I take a break from my usual mediums and try something new. And I had this idea sitting in the back of my head that I was going to paint my Funk Valley rock for a good while, and it just ended up being the right time to do that. I have found out that since I did all of my formative field study out in Utah, I can only draw Utah geology. If I could live out in out near Capitol Reef, that would be like my dream location, but honestly there's nothing out there, so I think it would be a little bleak. But I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do, but so that's the style of imagery I was going for. However, I didn't exactly want to do scrublands all across the base out there of the horizon, so I had a thought, what if I just make it a big ocean? One of my favorite Love, Death, and Robots episodes was basically focusing on out in the desert, all of this used to be ocean. What if the ghosts of that past continued here? And I was like, Utah geology? Just blanket it with ocean? Yeah, let's go with that. It's not exactly the best of executions. I had literally no idea what I was doing. And also, I kind of shot myself in the foot by not continuing to work on this in the first painting session. I went through the majority of painting this rock, and then I was just like, okay, I can't paint anymore. And that, I couldn't, when I came back to it about, 3.5 weeks later, maybe 4 weeks, I couldn't exactly blend in with the old painting I'd done, and wow, I really had no idea what I was doing on that sky. It's been a while since I looked at it, and I just know what it officially looks like finished now, and I don't think it should be that bright, but I enjoy that it's that bright, and I'm sorry that it's like peeking off the frame a little bit. It does get a lot darker up towards the very top. You'll see that when I fix the frame in the next video. This is where I stopped for this piece. I completely painted over where the single figure in the forefront is, because I wanted to make it look like it was a lot bigger, So going in the second time, I realized how screwed I was for doing anything more to the sky. I had to bring out my red paint again, and I think in this entire piece, the clouds are the only thing I'm actually happy with. Not so much that cloud on the left that I'm working on now, but the cloud on the right, spot on. I'm a little sad that I didn't continue on in that lineless style that I went for on the clouds in the sky. I feel entirely bereft without liner, and you'll see that later on as I go around with a tiny Posca pen and line all the cliffs. I tried making sure that some of the original rock texture would still be visible. When you hold this rock in certain lights, you can see all of the swirls of the soft sediment deformation, but I wanted to kind of still include the actual rock itself in the artwork, which is why I only did washes on all of the sections that were supposed to be rock. I wanted more shadow variation on a lot of these sections. I should have done a little bit more shading on the distant ones, but I figured that from this far you probably wouldn't see as much of the highlights, and you don't have direct sunlight. So I kind of let that one slide, and also I was a little done working on it. I did end up changing my concept. I'm a little sad that I no longer had just this sole figure representing me sitting facing the far distance. Instead of having one figure representing me at the forefront of this piece, I instead have 3 figures representing me and my 2 best friends who I went to school with and then also went to field camp with, so I have a lot of really good memories with them. My favorite part of this entire piece is the sky. I tried going for kind of like a Milky Way look, and I don't know whether or not that was necessarily successful. I might hit this with a few more stars just to make it more of an official band of stars. I wish I would have had a little bit more patience, as I tend to wish I had. Especially with this, with the Posca pen, it bled in some places because the wash wasn't entirely dry. I ended up washing a lot of that line art back out anyway to make room to make more shadows. It didn't exactly work in the very top left cliff. I should have also done a little bit more with the water, but it is what it is. I might come back to it, I might not. I'm very happy that it finally is a fixture of my art within my geology section of my desk. I have all of these sitting on my desk, my geode, my trilobites, my shark tooth that I found, an ammonoid of some kind, my other favorite trilobite, my little fake ups there, and these 3 minerals, kyanite, staurolite, and technically also staurolite, and this little Favosites fossil over here, and finally my soft sediment deformation. I think I ended up calling this the Giant's guitar pick. You can see here on the back of it, I left all of the most prominent soft sediment swirling fully on display, and now I have a section of my desk that includes both my geology and my art. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me paint a literal rock, and I hope to be able to come back to acrylic paints in a different time. It's something I want to take classes in. We'll see if I ever get there, because I need to tackle watercolor first. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I think I already said that. Happy April Fool's Day! I still painted a rock! If you'd feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button and check me out on my other social media handles. Thanks, and I'll see y'all in the next one.